Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and the Knicks are now on a 3-game winning streak. They defeat the Detroit Pistons 94-85. And man, was this not a pretty game. We come off a win against the Timberwolves. It's kind of felt like the same situation. Timberwolves, a lot of players out with COVID. Pistons, worst team in the NBA, a lot of players out. And the Knicks don't make it easy. They make this a frustrating game. We go up big early in the second quarter. We probably have the worst third quarter of the entire season. I don't even want to get into that part right now, but that was just embarrassing of what the starters did tonight for the New York Knicks. All 5 of them just did not do anything productive on the court. But the story of this game is the bench unit, including Alec Burks, tying his career high with 34 points, 19 fourth quarter points, and was the single reason why the Knicks were able to get the job done. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts. The Knicks are on now a 3-game winning streak, and we got to continue to stay hot because we want to get back in the playoffs. Obviously, this season has not gone as planned, but I feel like the Knicks have interesting things to take care of in terms of the bench and the starters. So yeah, let's get right into the recap, guys. So starting off with this game, the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes was so ugly. The Knicks and the Pistons both couldn't score. All of a sudden, we're up 7-0, and then the Pistons are up 13-7, and the starters just was very lackadaisical with the ball. We found out that Evan Fournier was a last-minute scratch. Evan Fournier missed tonight's game. Quentin Grimes started in his place, and Quentin Grimes did not do anything in this game. He missed all 5 of his 3-point attempts that he put up. RJ Barrett was really the only productive player for the starters. He had 25 minutes, and he was the only one that really held them together. And the starters played terribly together as a unit, but individually speaking, it was really RJ the only one to do anything. The bench is where we won this game. It was ridiculous what this bench did. I'm excited to get into that. But overall, it's frustrating that the Knicks continuously just cannot just have an easy game when we're versing a bad team like the Pistons and just blow them out and get a stressful free dub. We have to always somehow let them get into games because, guys, we were up, I think, double digits in the second quarter, and then the bench went to the bench. The starters came in to finish off the second quarter. We let the Pistons come back, and in the beginning of the third quarter was ridiculous. The Pistons scored was on a 12-0 run to start it off. Starters were terrible. The Pistons go up, take a 12-point lead, and then all of a sudden, with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, insert the bench unit, insert Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickly, Deuce, Obi Toppin, and Taj Gibson, and they go on like a 15-0 run of their own, and they fight their way back. And shout out to Tom Thibodeau, because what did he do? He left the bench in for the entire fourth quarter. That's something that Knicks fans have been begging for him to do. Stop putting the starters in when they are not playing well. Tom Thibodeau read this game perfectly. He did not coach a perfect game. Obviously, you want to see him make adjustments a little earlier in the third quarter, but if you do that, then they're not going to have enough stamina to play the entire fourth quarter. So I like that he waited until 3 minutes left in the third quarter to put the bench unit in, because he understood that the starters were not in rhythm and he has to save them if they want to be able to finish the rest of that game. And that's exactly what they did. Tom Thibodeau easily could have been stubborn and say, 5 minutes left, we got a lead. All right, let me put Randall back in. Let me put Kemba back in. No, he did not want to break up the dynamic of that bench unit because they play so fun. They play freely. They play with so much chemistry, continuity. The ball just swings around. The defense is really what won us this game, to be honest, outside of Alec Burks' crazy game. The defense was just tied on the string, forcing turnovers. Taj Gibson stealing it. Deuce McBride doing his thing. Everything was going well for the bench unit in that fourth quarter. And the craziest stat of the night, guys, is the plus-minus differential for the starters and the bench. If you look at this right here, look at this picture. This is mind-blowing. Deuce McBride led the team with a plus-minus of a plus 40 without scoring. I think that's the best plus-minus without scoring points. I think it's the second best, and that's pretty crazy. Everybody on the bench had a plus-minus of at least a plus 28, and then if you look at the starters, everybody had a minus 17 or worse. That tells you that it was all on the bench to save the day for the New York Knicks. So shout out to Alec Burks. Shout out to everybody in that bench unit, because Alec Burks dropped so many points in this game where it was pretty ridiculous. How many points did he finish with? 34 points for Alec Burks. Are you kidding me? 34 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 5 of 8 from the three-point line, 2 of 17 from the field, and a plus-minus of a plus 28. Alec Burks just went Super Saiyan mode in that fourth quarter, hitting clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot, three-pointer, three-pointer, three-pointer. Emmanuel quickly played a big-time role in this one as well, 18 points, 2 of 7 from the three-point line, and a steal, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Obi Toppin got 21 minutes, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 steal. He always has that impact on the energy. And Deuce, 24 minutes of action, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a plus-minus of a 39. Sorry, it wasn't 40. I thought it was 40, but it's plus 39 for McBride, even without scoring. Very impressive. And then Taj Gibson did his thing as well. Plus-minus of a plus 31, had 8 rebounds. It was just crazy to see the impact that this bench unit had on this team, because the starters were terrible, and it's a must-win game. You got to be able to beat the teams like the Detroit Pistons if you want to consider ourselves a playoff contender in the Eastern Conference. That's exactly what they did. So, guys, please feel free to comment down below your thoughts about this Knicks victory. It was not a fun game to watch. It was very stressful. It was like it felt like the world was crumbling. Probably the most embarrassing third quarter, or a quarter in general, for the entire season. We let the G League Pistons take a big-time lead on us. They got to be able to get their stuff together, because this starting unit has to start playing together like the bench unit as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens. But guys, feel free to comment down below your thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.